Absolute Radio is where you can hear Prince, Mumford and Sons,
I will wait for you,
and The Killers.
Can you read my mind?
Absolute Radio,
where real music matters.
Absolute Radio is the home of rock and roll football. Barclays Premier League football commentary every Saturday afternoon.
There once was a wealthy man who had a wonderful idea to bring children from all places with all kinds of faces together into a sailing ship. There were 40 boys and girls. They would sail their ship around the globe, so they called it the United World. The ship was just 3 weeks from shore when a hurricane bore it down. The waves were big as mountains. They felt they would surely drown. They jumped into the lifeboats, rowed away from the wreck. They didn't count them, they hadn't time. 5 children were left behind. The children fought the storm all night and finally fell asleep. They didn't realize the ship had been blown across a reef into the lost islands. But hiding in the bushes was a watchful pair of eyes. And living in the valley were people lost in time, ruled over by a tyrant whose face was in a mask. The children must defeat him so they can escape at last from the lost islands. The lost islands.
Can this show get any worse?
Iain Lee on Absolute Radio.
Surely the best theme tune to any television show, because it completely sets it up in the song. Do any other theme shows set the show up so perfectly? 0330 123 1215. Kevin Smith and Penises tonight.
Never known a girl like you before.
Yes, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, David Turner's, that sums up the story pretty well. We're looking for theme tunes that sum up the story or set the premise. 0330 123 1215. Slight problem with the phones. Call up. I should be able to answer you. I don't think Eloise can. Let me just check. I'm saying that. Can I? Oh, dear. No. Phone system's knackered in here as well. Armors. That was supposed to be the... it's going to be one of those shows tonight, dear listener. That was supposed to be the long one. And now I've knackered up phone box here by trying to close it and reopen it. And I've reopened it again. And there's a call coming. Could someone give us a call? 0330 123 1215. And we're having a little bit of trouble with what I like to call the phone system, in that it will appear that we can't take any calls. Is that what it appears to be, Eloise? Oh, she's talking to someone. She's talking to possibly to a technical boffin, who I suspect is going to suggest that we move upstairs, which is always a fun thing to do 7 minutes into the show. So, an exciting day today. I very, very close to a breakdown. We'll discuss that maybe tomorrow's show, unless I check myself into a clinic, which I might do. But to fill the empty void in my life, I invited all of you, dear listener, to join me at a screening of Irish film The Guard at the Prince Charles Cinema. Hang on a second. Hello, Pez? Hello? Hello? Where are you?
On the phone.
Well, you're on the speakerphone in the studio.
I'll just call the normal number.
But what? But how have you come onto the speakerphone in the studio?
Blame T-Mobile.
Right. Could you try calling again?
I could do.
Okay. I don't know how that happened. Let me try... hello, line 2? Hello? Who's there? Hello? Okay, this is... For a phone-in show, it's only slightly worrying. Let's try... Hang on a second. Let's try line... 4. It's just line 4 that seems to be knackered, Eloise. That seems to be a phantom call. Right, let me just try this one again. Hello, line 1. Who's calling on line 1? Hello? Is that Pez? Yeah. What number are you dialing? Whoa, could you say that in English, not Chinese? Okay, but how come you're getting through to the studio speakerphone? Okay. Are you dialing a different number? Okay, because you could only get through to the speakerphone if you dialed the actual speakerphone number, which is an 0208 number. 0207 number, sorry. Well, Pez, this is confusing. I don't quite know how to proceed. Okay, let's do that. So thank you to... If you do know the studio number, the 0207 number, don't call it, please. It's classified information, and we would rather that you didn't use that to access the show. It just kind of slows things down, makes things a bit complicated. Anyway, I invited you all to come and see... I'm having to spend a lot of time out of my house because we've got building work going on. My wife and son have moved away. And I'm spending a lot of time wandering the streets trying to find Cafe Nero's because they're the ones that have free internet access. And I invited you all to come and see a screening of Irish movie The Guard at the Prince Charles Cinema this afternoon at 1:45. And I'm pretty pleased to say 3 of you turned up. And what fun it was. What a lovely afternoon we had. Irene, Seb and Al all turned up. And because there was only 3 of them, I paid for them to come in as well. That was the thing, I paid. I didn't mind. Had there been hundreds of you, swarms of Iain Lee fans, then I would not have paid. But because there were only 3 and they were nice. And also Irene, let's be honest, is an old lady's name. She's not an old lady. She's a very nice, attractive young lady. And it was interesting. And I couldn't remember her name because I thought her name can't be Irene because that's like a Nana's name, Nana Irene or something. So to have I say young, you know. Let's not get carried away here. But to have a youngish lady with an old person's name is good. It'd be interesting. Is anybody out there youngish with an old person's name? 0330 123 1215. I say call that number. You know, the phones are obviously a little bit to cock, really, but we'll get there. You know, the beauty of this show, it's not like your Stephen Nolans or your Victoria Derbyshires or your Matt Fords or your Christos, or your James O'Brien. It's not like that. Bit slapdash, this show. So when things go wrong, we can pretend it's us being a bit avant-garde, a little bit dangerous. You know, that's the way it's meant to be. I would love to be able to do a slick kind of James Max style show. James Max, yes. I'd love to be able to do that. Like James Max, who does all the slick phone-ins and the business, does all that as guests. I can't... I don't have the Max gene. So, you know, we kind of just shuffle on. 0330 123 1215. I'm looking for youngish people. I don't want young people. I want youngish people with old people's names and theme tunes that pretty much set the scene. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, The Lost Islands you heard there, which is a 1970s version of Lost. Ghostbusters, someone tweeted, you don't even need to hear the theme tune. It says it all. It's all in the title, Ghostbusters. 0330 123 1215. At some point this evening, we've got Kevin Smith on the phone as well, which is very, very exciting. Loads of you have sent in your questions. You can still send in questions for him. I've heard he's pretty much will talk about anything. I'm hoping that's the case. Iain.lee at absoluteradio.co.uk is the place to send your questions. We tweeted that email address earlier in the day, and I spelt it wrong, so I'm guessing a lot of those questions got lost in the post somewhere. And then after midnight, we've got the puppetry of the penis blokes coming in again. It would appear to the casual listener that I'm vaguely obsessed. And I am obsessed slightly with Fitch, who's the Australian chap, who has got the lowest hanging nuts I've ever seen in my life. Quite remarkable. Right, I'll shut up. Can you... Is anybody... Maybe the phones are knackered because no one's calling in.
I would like to test to see if I can answer a phone call as well.
OK. Let's... OK. yes, I've thrown out some excellent topics. Okay. But we're also doing a phone test. 033. Eloise, there's a phone call. You can take it.
Hello, it's Absolute Radio. Who's
it's
calling?
exciting.
Yes, it's working.
Okay.
Hello, Jackie. How are you?
We can hear Jackie in the background there.
Well, welcome back.
Oh,
What do you want to chat
Jackie.
about this evening? Jugs?
Oh.
Hedgehogs.
Oh, I thought she said jugs. Jugs.
Sorry.
I'd rather talk about jugs.
I'll call you straight back. All right,
Hedge jugs.
Jackie, bye.
Hedge jugs.
I thought she's on about jugs, as in ladies' parts.
Ladies' parts. Well, there we go. 033 0123 1215. That's the way it works. You phone up, you'll speak to Eloise, who's delightful. Isn't her phone manner fantastic? And she'll give you a call back, so it won't even cost you that much money. I'll shut up now and play a record. Well, Chris, of course, the A-Team theme sets it up entirely. Theme tunes that set up the story. 0330 123 1215.
Sky, believe in better. Up to £60 standard setup. HD channels depend on package which start from $30.25 a month. UK households, minimum contract and further terms apply.
Ian Lee on Absolute Radio.
It's going to take you, like, literally in 10 seconds.
Oh,
All
there we
right.
go.
Cheers, Kevin. Bye.
Did you just whisper into my ear that he's gone to the loo?
Yes. He's back now, though.
Is he back? Oh, good. Is that Kevin Smith?
Hello, everybody. How are you?
And number 1 or number 2, sir?
It was number 2 I had to get rid of.
I
was terrified that I rushed upstairs to get the phone. I was terrified if the wife came back while I was still on the phone and then she went to the bathroom, I'd look like a total pig.
Can I just say that I've never started an interview by asking someone if they've just done a poo or a wee-wee.
It's weird. I start every interview telling people which one I've done.
It's nice to talk to you, man. How are you doing? You all right?
Excellent talking to you. I feel great, man. It's been cool. We took the movie over here, showed it in London last night. Tonight we showed it in Glasgow. Tomorrow we go to, I think it's either Manchester or Birmingham, and then come back to London.
This is Red State, of course, you're talking about.
This is Red State, and it's been wonderful. The movie plays so well over here, just like it does in the States, but it plays a little bit differently because it's a movie that's kind of about America to some degree, so over here it plays even fucking better.
Whoa, hey,
watch
your language, Kevin. For goodness sake, sir. Yellow
bad.
card. The thing I've just noticed about you is you sound exactly like John Goodman.
Get out of here, really?
You sound exactly like John Goodman, who is
that would
fantastic
stand to
in
reason because, like, me and my wife, we've been married about 12 years, right? 6 years in, we had the worst argument we've ever had in our marriage where, like, you just start swinging, man, trying to hurt each other. You don't even care. You forget what you're fighting about. You just want to do some damage. And after, like, an hour and a half of that, of just swinging at each other emotionally and whatnot, finally, I was empty. I was tapped, and I was like, I went with the old standard of, like, why did you marry me then anyway? And my wife, without missing a beat, she shoots back, because you remind me of John Goodman.
There you go. Fantastic.
So it worked out. I told him that because he's in Red State, and he was on set, and I told him that. He's like, it sounds like I got you laid, young Kevin.
you owe him one.
I do, big time.
You totally. You have to lock him in a room with your wife. And, you know.
Well, that I won't do, because she loves John Goodman.
Isn't he one of the best actors in the world?
He is hands down. Not only was one of the best actors, but like such a sweet guy. A dude who like he stands in for himself on a set. Like usually actors have a stand-in that you light while they go off and text or something like that between takes. And this dude actually stands in for himself. He's the guy you most want to be when you grow up.
Because I was never a big fan of Roseanne. I never really got it. But then I saw him in True Stories, the David Byrne film.
Oh, right, yeah, where he was like
movie.
talking about being a panda bear.
Yeah. Isn't that a great movie that no one's ever seen?
It's a phenomenal flick, man. It's a David Byrne flick from back in the day.
Yeah.
It was a true indie film, very, very esoteric. And John Goodman's, I think it's his first movie role.
I think it was his first, is kind of his big break.
Yeah, I mean, Revenge of the Nerds came either right before or right after that, where he played like a tough guy coach. But generally speaking, I think it was the David Byrne movie most people recognize.
I kind of think that I don't know if you've ever seen Head, the Monkees movie, but True Stories is kind of like an 80s
very much
version
like
of
that.
Head.
Yeah, very much like that. And I think he said that. Like David Byrne, in a few interviews, was talking about how Head was influential.
Well, do you know what? I interviewed David Byrne about 6 months ago, and I said that to him, thinking he'd embrace me as like a kindred spirit. And he went, "Oh, I've not seen that movie."
Get out of here, really?
He'd never seen Head, according to him.
That's weird because I remember I thought I read an article where he talked about it, but maybe I'm just putting words in his mouth. mouth. Either that or maybe he's like, I don't want to talk about head no more.
Maybe he's talking out of his ass.
Yeah, really.
Be honest, that David Byrne.
He is a genius.
He is a genius, and he's one of the three people I'd go gay for. Totally.
Yeah, I got a list of 10. He's not on it, but I like him a lot.
Give us a couple from your list of 10.
Affleck's definitely one.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
he's a good-looking
over
guy.
here, there's actually some local color like Edgar Wright, Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. Not so much Edgar, but Simon and Nick definitely.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm sure that can happen.
I could probably hook that up.
Yeah,
I've
definitely.
Met them a few times.
Red State. I didn't enjoy it, but I don't think I'm meant to enjoy it, am I? Because it's quite uncomfortable
meant to
viewing.
make you shift in your seat.
It did a lot, man. It's uncomfortable. And when I say that, it's not an insult at all.
No, that's the highest compliment you could give this movie. Like, I'm known for doing comedy generally, but this time around I went for something completely different. I mean, there's some laughs in it, some dark satire, but it's an unsettling flick. And whereas, Clerks and Mallrats were like comedies, this one is a horror movie, more like Jersey Girl.
But it's also... It's kind of like two movies in one. It starts...
Three, actually. I tried to cram 3 movies into one. Like, what I did while I was writing it, I said, any time where I know where the movie's going, that means the audience is going to know where the movie's going.
Yeah.
So basically, shift. Like, as soon as I know what's happening, jump and make a completely different flick. And then you'll leave the audience kind of second-guessing and wondering if you could just tie all that flick together with one cohesive storyline, then you can shift tones, you can shift movies, you can, like, at one point, we hand off from a horror movie to, like, a religious meditation on intolerance, and then we hand off to an action movie. Like, it's kind of fun.
Well, then it's like a political conspiracy thriller type thing. Because it starts off, being kind of like a goofy... It's probably 4. It's like a goofy teen movie at the start.
That's how it begins, very simply.
Then it turns into Hostel.
Yeah.
And then, I don't want to give too much away, but you don't know what you're getting even until the very last moment.
It's one of these flicks where if anybody walks out of it going, oh, I've seen that before, they're lying. They're flat out lying. You could be like, I don't like this movie, or you could be like, I love it, but you can never be like, more of this. It's nice. It's a real... A movie that makes you think. And, like, because most times we go to the audience, we don't... to the films... The audience doesn't really have to engage. We just watch as an audience. And this movie forces you to actually think ahead of it or try or play catch-up. So it's constantly kind of engaging the creative side of your brain.
And, even if you don't like guns or religious right-wing freaks or the government agents, there's a hot girl in shorts as well.
Yes,
so
in jean shorts.
Everybody's happy,
and Daisy Dukes. I throw in a little something for everybody, man. If you can't stand that satire, I'm like, look at the cheesecake. There's a moment in the movie, my wife's in the movie, and there's a moment where she's firing an automatic weapon over a giant cross, and I'm like, there's nothing sexier than this.
It's a very, very sexy movie. Now, you're distributing this differently. You're not going to, like, the money people or something.
Well, here in the UK, it's all about the money people. Like, E1 picked us up, and thank God, because back in the States, for the last 6-8 months, I've been taking the movie out myself, and that's gratifying, but it's hard work, dude. And you're alone. Like, basically, you're making phone calls. You're figuring out what things cost. We had a real skeleton crew. So it was nice to kind of come over here to show the flick where it's more traditional, where we had a distributor pick up the movie and, like, they make all the decisions for you. Like, here, you got to sit down and talk to these cats and then go to a screening here. And that's nice. It's nice to have somebody pointing and being like, do this, because we left it behind when we distributed the movie
But why
ourselves.
did you do that in the States, then?
Honestly, like, in the States, unfortunately, they market. Like, they spend millions of dollars. I was looking at, we made a movie for $5 million less $1 million for a tax rebate, so all in $4 million.
Yeah.
Now, if we had sold it to, say, in the States, Lionsgate is one of the most responsible marketing studios on the planet. They don't spend a lot of money to release their movies. Generally, they don't spend more than $20 million. That's an industry low. $20 million to put commercials on TV, billboards outside, newspaper, magazine ads, stuff like that. So I'm sitting there going, my movie costs $4 million. Then we're going to tack on $20 million in marketing on top of it. That means I got to make $24 million to break even, but that's not even true because that box office figure they report, that's not accurate. Like, they tell you one figure, but really the studio gets half of that, the exhibitor gets half of that, the people who own the theaters. So now I don't have to make $24 million back. I got to make $48 million back on a $4 million horror movie.
Wow.
And I was just like, you know what? There's a better way. I got all these Twitter followers. I got a podcast network that's like got subscriptions up to about 300,000 per episode. I'm on stage. I can get onto a radio station. Like, I could do this myself. I don't need to spend that money to let people know the movie's coming. That's all marketing is. Just tells you when the movie's coming. But if you shrink kind of the window you're going after, you know, everybody wants everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone wants everyone to spend their money and come out to the movies. But if I'm like, nah, if we don't spend that big marketing chunk, we can just literally go after people that want to see this movie. And at that point, that's not marketing. That's just literally letting them know, hey, the movie's coming. And then so we held 15 screenings across the country, kind of one-night-only events in big theaters. Started at Radio City Music Hall in New York.
Yeah.
And it was lovely, dude. It was like a rock concert every night. And we were charging like $50, $65 a ticket because that's what people just pay to see me stand there by myself in Q&A. This time we came back with a movie. So when people are charging $50 or $65 to see the flick, you're not going to get a bunch of cranks in the audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, generally speaking, the people that want to be there want to be there. If you lose the audience at that point, you've done something really horrible.
Yeah,
because they're coming in hoping that you win. So every night was like a rock concert, man. I'd come up and introduce it. The movie is like a guitar solo, and then I'd get up and do another like 2 hours of Q&A where I just tried to tell the audience, like, look, I'm a simple chimp, and I pulled this off. That means you could do this too, whether you want to make a movie, write a blog, write some music. Like, come on, take the chance. There's no point in not doing it, not giving it a shot.
There's another way you could market in this country. You could, we have young Chinese lads that go around pubs selling hooky DVDs for $4 or $5 quid.
I'm happy to do that as well, man. We got those in the States too. They weren't. No, it's not reserved for a nationality.
Oh.
Everyone does it in the States.
That's the beauty of America.
Yeah,
Everyone's
the
equal.
movie comes out. The moment you walk out of a movie theater, you can literally buy it on the corner outside the movie.
Listen, I've got some questions from listeners. Is
Fire
it all right
away,
if I kind of put them to you? We've got Al says these are all about different stuff. So well, actually, before we do Al's question, I have had so many people tweeting me and emailing me, and if you don't want to answer any of these, then say so. Was Bruce Willis really that much of a dick?
Bruce Willis was, I don't know if he was a dick or if I just wanted him to be somebody that he wasn't, but he wasn't that helpful, and at the end of the day, he wasn't that nice either. Like, when we worked together on Live Free or Die Hard, I think over here it was Die Hard 4.0.
Yeah.
I had a bit part in it and stuff, but I wound up working there a week, and side by side as an actor, I got along well with him. He was very nice to me. But the moment they put me into a position of, perceived authority, like you are the director of this movie, you've seen his movies. He don't take well to authority. So, just like in the pictures, it was the same thing. So, like, I would go try to direct him, and the dude wouldn't have it. Like, he was like, I don't need your help. And then I'd go direct Tracy because Tracy wanted it. But then Bruce would get mad that I was directing Tracy. It was weird. It was strange. I mean, this is a dude who's been in this industry 25 years, quarter of a century. He's a huge movie star, and I'd never worked with a huge movie star before. Please don't tell Ben Affleck I said that. But at the end of the day, those cats come with a certain set of expectations and a massive ego and years of experience ahead of you. And he came to power and came of age in a time when, in the 80s, where there was lots of excess and actors ran the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, an actor could get a movie made or shut down and stuff. So he's just a different breed of cat altogether, man. And it was a weird experience. It was, thank God for everyone else. Like, Tracy Morgan over-delivered, Sean William Scott over-delivered, made it easy to work with, Kevin Pollak, Adam Brody, Anna De La Regora, but, Bruce was just kind of odd.
Okay. A lot of these questions, I don't know what they mean. They may refer to in-jokes with you.
Fair enough.
Stephen Potter wants to know, how big is Liam Neeson's penis?
There's a podcast we do called Hollywood Babylon.
That, by the way. Yeah, go on.
Hollywood Babylon is the podcast, and on it, early in the shows, I was fascinated with, I'd heard Liam Neeson was massive. The legend around Hollywood is he was the biggest in the business.
My mum will be pleased.
Wow.
Oh, somebody said that beyond the knees and as thick as an Evian bottle.
It's a Roddy McDowell. Okay, wow.
Oh, huge. So it always fascinated me, and I would bring it up whenever somebody talked about, like, this movie's going to be big. I'm like, big? Like Liam Neeson? So there was a guy in Glasgow, this wonderful dude. He put together a Tumblr, a blog called Liam Neeson's and it's the C Word. And you could go there now, and basically what you do is anybody can add a joke. And it's a joke that goes, Liam Neeson's, C is so big, and then people go, how big is it? And then you add something ridiculous to it. So a just common joke would be, Liam Neeson's, thing is so big. The audience goes, how big is it? You go, it's so big, they need an elevator to help him have sex, and it's called Schindler's Lift. So stuff like that. It's basically a variation of the Chuck Norris jokes, where Chuck Norris is so badass he could do this. So this guy in Glasgow put together this Tumblr about 20 weeks ago, And he sent it to us. He's going like, this is just a place anyone could put Liam Neeson jokes. And so we started closing our show with it. And we closed every episode of Hollywood Babylon. You hear Ralph go like, this comes to us from the Garmy base in Glasgow, you know, the Liam Neeson's blank Tubler, and here's the list. And we close our show every week by reading other people's jokes about Liam Neeson's member, and it's so fun, dude. I've just got to know one day if he's ever heard it. You know what I'm saying? We dream, me and Ralph dream of a day where he's in town and he comes up to read them with us.
Oh, that's got to. You can make that happen. Did you have the influence?
I got to imagine, but he's a classy actor.
Yeah.
You know, I doubt he'd be throwing with me.
Lance wants to know if you're bringing Ralph Garman over to the UK anytime soon.
I'm going to try. We're coming back over in February. We came out here to show Red State this week, and everywhere we went, man, London, Glasgow, and then we went to, tomorrow we're going, I think it's Manchester and then Birmingham. They sold them out instantly. Yeah. So the crowds here have been very lovely to us. We're coming back in February, me and Jason Mewes, with a podcast called Jay and Silent Bob Get Old. And we're doing London. We're playing the Hammersmith Apollo. I think it's almost sold out. It was like, last I checked yesterday morning, it was 2,500 seats out of 2,800 were sold. Yeah. So I think there may be a ticket or two left. Then we're going to Manchester, and we're going to Edinburgh and over to Dublin. Brilliant. So while we're coming over for that in February, being that the tickets are selling so well, I might hit up Ralph and be like, Ralph, take the trip out. We could set up secondary Hollywood Babylon gigs. I mean, these podcasts are fun. Like, since we record them in front of live audiences out in California or whenever we're on the road, people listen to them, and it's interactive. Like, oh, my God, and they imagine being in the room. So us going on the road, it's very simple. It's like, hey, now you can be there as well. And it's so much damn fun.
Listen, man, where can you get the podcast from? Because I've these have completely gone by me, but loads of people have said they're awesome.
Free time, man. I'm the bug. See, I love what you do. Like, I'm done with film in my head because I've always wanted to do radio. Radio is theater of the mind. You know how effective that is? Yeah. You can live in the nooks and crannies of everybody's life. You can drive with them to work. You can be with them in the shower. You could be with them at a doctor's office when it's like they've got 4 people ahead of them, nothing to read, and they turn on their smartphone and listen to you or something like that. So I've always been very interested in that. And a couple of years ago, we started doing these podcasts. One was called Smodcast. And then after a couple of years, we started doing more. And over at a website called smodcast.com, there's about 26 different podcasts. I think I'm a host or co-host of about 18 to 20 of them now. One of them's Hollywood Babylon. One I do with Jason Mewes. It's all about the comedic side of him battling drugs.
Addiction.
And that's his addiction. Yeah, we literally use it as kind of a podcast where, what do they call it? Like intervention podcast, where he talks wonderful stories about like being screwed up on drugs, because they're very funny
and
stories.
And is he clean now? He's clean, is he?
He's clean now. That's part of the podcast. Like, we'll be like, how many days you been clean? He'll be like 520 days or something like that. So it's funny and it's useful to him and stuff, but there's a bunch of different ones. Yeah. Hopefully we're going to bring Hollywood Babylon with us when I come over with Jay and Bob Get Old.
Okay, one last question from the listener. This is from Alistair, who says, in a world where most people can't be friends with their exes, how awkward was it getting Joey Lauren Adams, your ex-girlfriend, to act in a role based on herself in the film about your relationship and subsequent breakup?
Well, the trick to that was we were together at the time.
Oh!
So then it was easy.
Right, okay.
Once the movie was done and we went out and publicized it and whatnot, that's when we started fraying. Yeah, I think, it had a lot to do with, like, so many interviews were about, oh, man, he wrote this about you, and the character's such a slut. And she was just like, she got tired of it after a while and stuff. So eventually the relationship went by the wayside. She started dating Vince Vaughn, so she traded up in a big-time hurry.
You say traded up, but come on, some of those Vince Vaughn movies are pretty... But apart from Dodgeball, what's he done?
He's a thin boy. Even if he makes crappy movies, he's thin.
He's not that
means
thin,
that
Kevin.
She could actually enjoy a man getting on top. When you're with Kevin Smith, I lay down, you do all the work. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want me on top of you in case I lose my balance and crush you. But Vince Vaughn, he looks like the kind of dude that might get up enough initiative to jump on top every once in a while.
Jesus. Actually, one last question someone said. Are you aware of Axe Cop?
I'm sorry, say again?
Are you aware of Axe Cop?
What is that?
Oh, man, you'd love it. You're into your comic books and stuff, aren't you?
Yeah.
Axe Cop is awesome, right? It's this American comic, and it's written by a 5.5-year-old boy, and his 30-year-old brother or half-brother is a cartoonist, an artist. And so he draws the story that this 6-year-old kid writes. They're mental, man.
And it's about Axe Cop?
It's about Axe Cop. And
it's a cop with an axe?
Yeah, exactly.
Genius.
Go Go and Google it. I think if you go to axcop.com, there's a whole website, and it's beautifully done. You know, it's a proper comic book.
Yeah, like
It's-
the real artist drawing the
It's
story
really
of a
good.
5-year-old kid.
We've had them on the show a couple of times, and they're just awesome.
I'm in. I want to go check it
Go
out.
and check out axcop.com. I think you'd love it. Kevin, listen, man, it's awesome. So Red State, is it getting like a proper official release?
Over here, yeah, we just did like a bunch of shows this week, but it comes out, I think it's September 20th, I want to say, or something like that, but it's in theaters. Like, that's the neat thing on Twitter is people have been tweeting me from the UK going like, I saw a trailer for your movie in theaters. I saw a poster and stuff, and we didn't really have that in the States because we did it ourselves. So it's kind of neat. It's fun. So yeah, they're doing a standard release. It comes out September 20th, I think.
I really enjoyed it. I came out of the cinema kind of scratching my head for quite a while, and I think that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, it's one that'll make you think. You get a lot for your money with Red State because like you get entertained, and then when you leave, it's a real conversation piece.
Yeah, Kevin, it's lovely to talk to you, man. Best of luck with the movie, and if you come over again in February, give us a call. And
in a heartbeat, I would love to.
Bless you, fella.
Thanks, Ian.
Check out Axe Cop. I'll speak to you soon. Take care,
I
man.
will. Axe Cop all the way.
Ta-ta, bye-bye. What a nice bloke, Kevin
I know.
Smith.
I really hope he does come in February.
Oh, it'd be good, wouldn't it? He'd love Axe Cop. We should get the Axe Cop guys on again because they're proper mental.
We should get them on when they come in.
We should do. Red State, if you want to go and see it, it is like 4 movies crammed into one. You starts off with one thing, then it goes somewhere else, then suddenly it turns a corner, and then at the end you're going, what? What just happened there? It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's got some great, it's got gun battles in if that's your thing. It's got girls in shorts, and it's got questions. Yeah, it's a good movie. Kevin Smith. We got Puppetry of the Penis coming up. It's an action-packed show. Eloise, we're on the radio. Stop flirting with the boys. You can hang in here if you want. You can hang in here. Listen to me talking all streaks. We've had Kevin Smith on. Yeah, the Kevin Smith. And now we've got the Puppetry of the Penis chaps. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Introduce yourselves to the ladies and gentlemen listening in Radio World.
I am Rich. And I'm Fitchy.
And I saw your balls, your penises, and your bums yesterday.
You saw a lot. I saw pretty much everything.
I saw more than I wanted to see, to be honest.
Sure not.
We were talking about this. For those who don't know, it's the Puppetry of the Penis. We've been banging on about it enough. You should know by now. But these chaps make shapes with their genitals. And I was saying to Eloise, who came last night, the penises and the testicles are fine. That's that doesn't mean anything anymore. And it was the bums and the bum holes that I found really upsetting. The two bits, without giving away too much of the plot. The plot. When you were a Mexican, Fitchy, and you were kind of like doing your limbo dance, I saw that then. And then when you got that poor lady up from the audience, for goodness sakes, what on earth were you thinking there?
Yeah, she gets a nice little look into the eye of the tiger.
Yeah. She'll never be scared again.
It was a brilliant show. We took Verinder along, who is a regular listener, and he may call in, although we're having a bit of trouble with our phones this evening, and was worried that it would make him gay. But he came out and he's no more gay than he was when he went in. So if anyone is
he
concerned,
actually straight?
We don't know.
We don't know. Okay, but he's still the same.
He's still pretty much the same percentage.
Right.
What kind of mix of audience do you normally get? Because I noticed there were kind of like a lot of your friends in the show in the audience last night, and people that sort of industry people and stuff. Is it?
Yeah, it was kind of a showcase show last night, launching the tour. Yeah.
What sort of people normally go?
Well, the sort of people we had tonight, really. We had a couple of hen nights in, some birthdays, mainly girls. In the UK.
Yeah.
So I'd say sort of 80 to 90% women in the UK. Different abroad in Europe. Australia as well. It's more sort of, 50-50, 60-40.
Because I've mentioned it to my wife. My wife has literally no interest in coming at all. She finds it absolutely disgusting. But I was telling her in front of my mum, right? And bless my mum, she's bonkers. She went, "Oh, that sounds a lot of fun. I'd love to come along." So I may be bringing my mum along one night to
stuff,
look at your genitals.
That's fantastic. You want to see him again? We were disappointed, Mister, that you didn't get up on stage.
Do you know what I was?
I so nearly said when we
wanted to call you out.
I did almost say that. I didn't want to put too much
when
pressure.
We were in the studio that you covered up the camera. So.
Yeah,
there was no way.
Have we got any budding dick trickers out there, or any radio interviewers that have tried the tricks already on air? I was so tempted.
There was literally no way I was going to get up on stage and do the hamburger with you.
But you worked it so well before.
It was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah, I tell you, all your listeners really missed a good burger. Ian has definitely got something you can get your teeth into, folks.
Again, I showed that to my wife. I went home and I was going, I've learnt a trick. I don't want to see it. She's quite posh, my wife. I really don't want to see it. And so one day she was in the kitchen and I got the burger out and I said, look at this. And she turned around and she went, Will you put that away? Not impressed at all, I'm afraid. But
maybe it was you served it up at the wrong moment. I think.
I think maybe I had too much relish on it. That could have been
possibly, yeah.
Could have been the thing. I'm going to get your tour dates up because you've just come from High Wycombe.
We have, yeah. We've zoomed over so quickly. In fact, that I just got a speeding ticket.
No, did you?
Seriously, yeah.
Did you get the flash?
No,
was it a cop?
No, it was a cop car pulled us over.
Oh, but you don't live in this country. It doesn't mean anything.
I do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I live in London. So yeah, but that's annoying.
You can't blame. If you're trying to blame, if you're trying to blame that on us, though, it's not our fault.
No, I was just so eager to get here.
Okay, we're not paying the fine.
Well, we thought Kevin Smith was here, so we were zooming across.
How cool was he?
That was really cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a good thing. Sitting in the car listening to that interview while I was being written a ticket.
See, look at that. Kevin Smith was your warm-up act this evening.
Right. Yeah, that's a nice way of looking at it.
That's the best way to look at it. I was watching it last night, the show, and I was thinking, there is no way I could do what you do. Just even, I noticed you had, I think you both had shoes and socks on.
Yeah, we're not totally naked. That's stupid. Yeah, we have shoes and socks on all the time.
But just the moment when you start in dressing gowns, the moment you whip off the dressing gowns...
Robes, I think you'll find.
Excuse me, but with your names on as well.
Yeah,
The first time you did that, what must that have felt like? I'm looking at you because you're like such a young, innocent young man.
Yeah, well, it was really terrifying for me the first time because I did it in New York.
Just put that a little bit
for a few hundred people,
you
know, and I'd only ever done it for a handful of my friends at school when I was, really drunk, and they were really drunk, and so I wasn't sure how people that didn't know me were going to react.
Yeah,
and no, they laughed, which is kind of strange that you want people to laugh at your genitals, but we do, and so.
Are you not jealous of him because he's got a bit of a tan now? He was telling me he's been to Greece for a couple of weeks.
He's got a stupidly good tan.
He's looking good. And
I went up to the Highlands.
You idiot!
It's stupid,
You're all
isn't
pale
it?
and pasty.
I know,
I'm
pasty as it is, and we've done 4 weeks in incredibly wet Edinburgh.
Yeah,
and then I went up for a week and a bit.
How did Edinburgh go? Was it good?
Yes, it was a great festival. Yeah, we had to go. Really good venue. Really a lot of fun. The weather was awful.
So I hear.
We had a lot of fun and quite a few sellouts and really good time.
You both have your own unique selling points. You've got an amazing ass.
Oh, thank you.
You've got, I'm straight and I'm married, but you've got a great butt. And I spent a lot of time looking at it going, I wish my butt was kind of that in shape. And you've got the most amazing low-hanging testicles.
I heard you mention this earlier. Yeah,
incredible.
But we in Edinburgh we did a show and we got a guy up on stage to do the hamburger with us.
Yeah.
And he had a testicle that was this size. It was larger than a grapefruit. It was huge. He has this medical condition.
Mm.
And
so
yeah, he's actually another Aussie performer. His name's Asher, and
right.
He does works.
When you say medical condition, he's not going to die from having a big
ball. No, but you have fluid which flows around your testicles.
Yes,
epididymis or whatever it is all around.
Don't get all medical on me. Come on.
I've got to, bring some culture to your show.
Yeah, please.
And some intelligence. Yeah. Anyway, it seeps through. It goes through his tubes and then out again. But unfortunately, one of his testicles, it doesn't seem to come out. It kind of goes up, fills, and just fills this sort of pocket of fluid in, and he eventually has to get it drained. But it's quite painful, so he doesn't rush to go and get it done. No. But seriously, we're talking this size, one testicle.
It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I was crying on stage. I was laughing. So
I'm glad you're laughing at another man's testicular misfortune. For goodness sakes.
A grapefruit-sized testicle, a good-sized penis, and then a normal-sized testicle.
Could it potentially explode?
He tried to make the burger,
right?
But he lost the meat in the buns, and it looked like a whale, which we named Moby Dick.
Yeah, totally.
Eloise, what were the highlights of the evening for you last night?
The piano playing was spectacular.
Oh, the piano playing was funny. Oh, you've not got headphones. You can hear. The piano playing was very, very funny.
Yes, we're very talented.
Can you hear with those? There should be a little. There might be a little dial at the end of your lead that will take you to the wonderful voice of Eloise. She was saying that she enjoyed the. Is that any good?
Yeah, I think we can almost hear Eloise now.
I liked the piano playing. I was saying
that was awesome. My favourites, and again, not giving away too much, but E.T. And I like the snail a lot. I thought the snail was...
The snail is always brilliant.
Yeah.
Last time when we got that on camera.
Yeah,
I zoomed in on that.
Yeah, your shaky camera work as you were giggling away. It was hilarious.
I was shaking so much.
If you want to speak to the puppetry of the penis chaps, we're having problems with our phone, so people may not be able to get through, but it's 0330 123. Are you all right to stick around for a little bit? Is that okay?
We'll as long as you want
we'll plug the website. There's a whole tour coming up, which I've got in front of me, so you can cough, don't worry. Harry.
Okay.
You can have a cough. Kevin Smith was doing a poo, so you know you can do pretty much whatever you want.
Turn my head and cough.
There we go. 0330 123 1215. We'll speak more to the puppetry of the penis chaps after this.
Loot Radio.
You're listening to Absolute Radio.
Just talking about how my contract's coming up for renewal, and you boys are either going to make it or indeed, what I like to call, break it.
It's all down on us, is it?
It's all down. Let's do some of the business, shall we? Puppetryofthepenis.com. Is that right? That's the website, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Puppetryofthepenis.com is the place you can go. And it's got all the tour dates, and I think you can buy DVDs and books and the app and all of those things from there.
Yeah.
But some of the places, you're in Camberley tomorrow, Portsmouth, Hayes, Brighton, Wolverhampton, Glasgow. Oh, I wonder how it's going to go in Glasgow. They're quite tough up there.
Yeah, no, I've done Glasgow quite a few times. Yeah, I like it up there. Yeah, we've got the King's Theatre there. That's going to be a good one.
Well, it's a nice place, the King's Theatre. Loads of places: Wimbledon, Stafford, Worcester, Ipswich, Newcastle, Burnley. Loads. You're doing all through September, all through October, all through November. Do you never? Get bored of doing it? You're obviously having a lot of fun last night. That was obvious to tell. You were enjoying it.
You could tell.
But do you never think, oh, God, I've got to go and show my penis again to those idiots. I'm a trained actor, for God's sakes.
No, I just think about all my friends that are actors that aren't actually working at the moment. That kind of makes me go, I'm getting paid to do this. We're working. It's great. No, it's a great fun show.
Yeah.
I do enjoy doing it. I love I love doing other types of theatre and obviously filming as well and radio work, whatever.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy this the particular element here, which is like there's no fourth wall. There's a full. It's like stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Part of the expression, obviously.
Yes.
A bit like pantomime. We're talking to the audience. There's discussion. We're using heckles or whatever.
Yeah.
And getting the audience to join in.
I thought the audience were quite subdued last night. I think
they
they were a little
shy.
bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
They were a bit shy.
Yeah.
Especially because we were up in Edinburgh, and so they were just kind of wild up there. And I told you, I think the last time we were on the radio that 4 times I'd been groped on stage by women that we'd brought up. So no, but
that woman last night was. She was. I don't want to disparage her, but she was drunk. Surely, and was. I'm surprised she didn't go for the grab or the reach around or something.
Yeah, yeah, it happens. Hopefully, we try and make sure that their hands are full with his legs.
Right. We won't say what happens when an audience member comes up.
Yeah, don't want to
it
give it away.
is very special.
Nicely put.
Very, very special. And when the house lights went on and you asked for a volunteer to come up and do the hamburger with you, jeez, man, why would you? Does anyone actually get up and do that?
This is the bit when you disappeared down into your seat.
We all
You
sank into our seats at that bit, and Eloise sank down when they were telling me during the break, Eloise, that they were going to try and get one of us up to do me to do the hamburger and you to.
I wouldn't have minded going up. I don't think.
Oh, really? You
but I was
really?
hoping someone else was going to offer themselves at first, and that lady did, so I was saved.
Hey, we can do that tonight. We've got his.
Get back in here. Get back in here.
Now I know
You're
what's
just
coming.
the right height, too.
No,
so.
now I know what's
perfect.
coming. There's no way.
I'll tell you what she told me she'd do once for £500, and you'll see that actually. I won't say it on air.
Don't say it off air either.
Don't say it off air, okay. I won't tell you what she said she'd do once. Your parents still with us? Are they still around? And are they proud of you, boys?
Yes, my mom's seen the show twice. My sisters have seen the show.
Right.
My dad's seen the show. So,
and
my family too.
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah. They're not rushing to come back and see it again. There is a bit of a kind of like, I've seen you do it. It's very good. It's great. But you are my brother. And my sister. My sister said, she was like, once is enough.
Yeah.
So, but no, they're very proud. They're happy. It's we're working and we're enjoying what we do and we're entertaining people.
It's funny, man, as well. That's the thing that it is really.
I just remembered something.
Oh, go on.
The talking penis.
Oh, that was out of order, actually. Even me, and I've had a penis for most of my life.
Well, the singing one.
Even it took me a while to work out what was going on there. That was horrible.
Did you notice at the beginning?
Yeah. Oh, no, that was cut that bit. It's horrible. You shouldn't be. That's going to be sore.
It's funny because there's
a reaction. I mean, yours not so positive, but it gets a reaction.
Its mouth
Generally
really
fun.
wide.
Yeah, I know, that's going to be sore. That's going to hurt.
Well, there's a moment when they open the curtains that the audience doesn't really know what it is, and then after a few seconds, you hear the audience kind of recognizing what it is, and then it's kind of that disgust.
Yeah.
That's what I was like. I think.
Let's not give too much away.
No,
because we want to really surprise for the audience.
Listen, I could tell you everything that happened in the show. There would still be plenty of surprises in there.
Did you have a favourite trick?
I think the snail and ET were my two favourites. ET I thought was quite cute.
Yeah, obviously you've seen a couple. You've seen like the Eiffel Tower. You've seen the woman or the variations on the woman already. So it's so hard to describe.
Oh, that grossed me out. The woman.
The woman. I found that quite erotic, actually.
My
brain was confused. My brain was confused.
That's the one that the straight men love.
Yeah,
they love the woman.
It is. You do think, well, it's an hour-long show. Really, what are they going to do for an hour? How are they going to drag this out? But it's every.
We fleshed it out pretty well, I reckon.
Every twist and turn.
Literally.
It was good fun. Listen, you can stick around for another 10 minutes. Is that all right? I've got to play a record because I'm a little bit behind on my music. But Puppetry the Penis chaps are here. I think the phones are knackered, to be honest. I've got no idea what's going on. Line 4 has been phoning for the last hour and 10 minutes and is unanswerable. So I think that's blocking the system up. But you can email us, iain.lee@absoluteradio.co.uk. We'll give out the website and we'll talk more penises. I'm never going to get that job on Radio 4 now. Thanks, guys. After this. I was just saying to the chaps, the tour is relentless. September, October, November, hardly any days off. And you got some nice theatres, you got some theatres, I'll be honest, they sound a little bit. But the Jersey Opera House, 3 nights at the Jersey Opera. This is fantastic. I've no idea what it's like there, but by the name, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've never been to Jersey before, so it's going to be great. And 3 whole nights.
They may not let you off. They may not let you off the island.
Really?
They may keep you there as prisoners. It's possible. It could happen. If you want to find out more about the tour, it is. It might not sound like this is the thing. I'm going to drag my wife along at some point. It might not sound like your thing, but it's just like a funny show that just happens to have penises in. I think is the best way of describing it. I don't know.
Thank you.
You use one of my quotes as well for the show in Leicester Square. Not since the Chucker Brothers have two.
Yes, that was
dicks been so entertaining on stage.
Yeah,
you don't know who the Chucker Brothers are, do you? But believe me,
I do actually.
Oh, really?
I do know who they are. Yeah, that was a really good line. No, thank you for that.
Oh, I've always wanted my name on a poster. It was for that. Puppetryofthepenis.com is the website to find out all the details of the tour, and you better get ready. They may be coming to your town to misquote the Monkees. There's DVDs. There are I nearly said videos, like we were living in 1987 for Christ's sake. Books, and there's the app, the iPhone smartphone app. What does that do?
That gives there's two different apps, the beginner version and the expert version.
Yeah, and then each one has about 10, 12 tricks that you can go through, and it gives you like a 4-step instruction.
And then it has a photo of what it's supposed to look like.
Yep. Yeah, so you got the photo. It's a lot of the stuff from the book and the little extra things there. So you can get that for your smartphone, download that, or you can pick up the books as well and the DVDs.
Have either of you got kids?
No.
Because I was sat there last night. I got a little boy who's 20 months, and I was sat there thinking, what would my son, when he gets older? And he goes, so Daddy, what do you do for a living? Kids always ask, what do you do for a living? I go, well, one of the things I do is I get my penis out and make shapes with it, much like this, son. Look. And I was trying to think how to explain. It's a weird kind of thing. It's just such an odd job. I can't get my head around your penis is what I'm trying to say.
I'm quite grateful about that. That's it. No, it's I'd be quite proud actually. I've got a nephew, and I'm very I keep teasing my sister about well, I've seen him doing stuff since he was a little kid, sort of playing with himself, exploring his body. I think it's about time he started to learn how to do these tricks. Are the
English audience more reserved? Because we are kind of uptight about sex and genitals and stuff over here, more so than I'd imagine in Australia and in New York, and certainly more so than the continent.
But the audiences we get in, I wouldn't say. Now, once they're in there and they're like, there's a bit of a shock factor and they get into it and they enjoy it, that's fine. I think there's just a bit of a misconception in my view from guys coming and watching it. That's the only thing. We'd love more guys to come and enjoy it. The guys that watch it do enjoy it and see it for, as you say, for what it is. It's a comic show involving genitalia, puns. There's some innuendo, definitely, but it's a good fun show. It's not a sexual thing, so we'd love to get more variety in the audience in the UK because we get it far more in Australia. And
blokes,
South
go
America
along and see it.
Europe.
You know, it is go and have a few beers and enjoy this. I just remember the skateboard as well. The skateboard's hilarious.
Did that blow your way?
We did it. We were there. We were doing it. We were certainly giving it a good crack. Richard Fisher, it's so nice to meet you. You have an open invitation anytime, you know, if you're passing through town or if you're bored or if you want to show me your penis. I'm not going to let you ask you to do any tricks tonight. I'm going to let you have the night off.
I did want to let you know that when you were talking to Kevin Smith about Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Simon Morley was at a party with Liam Neeson. Simon Morley, the creator of Puppetry of the Penis, was at a party with Liam Neeson and spent about a half an hour in the bathroom showing him how to make, I think it was the Pelican. And
did Liam Neeson
Liam
indulge?
Neeson was obsessed with trying to learn how to make.
He was doing these tricks,
Oh,
and his partner, his wife, you know, they could only do it in the toilet, so they were just doing it in there because.
And Liam Neeson was doing the tricks.
Yeah.
Oh man, you should totally have phoned up when Kevin Smith was on.
I was driving. Actually, no, I just got a speeding ticket for trying to get.
You got a ticket already, and you got another one for God's sakes. He'd love to know. We'll get in touch with him and let him know that that's what Liam Neeson gets up to at parties. We're trying to get Simon in at some point as well to come in because he's the guy that invented it 10 years ago. Something like that?
Just over, more like 13, 14 years ago. It's like when he got together with David Friend. Yeah,
he seems so normal. You all seem so normal. This is the weird thing.
I know you said that last time you met Rich. You went, hey, you're fine, but you're such a nice, clean cut American.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thanks.
And the high five as well. I just remembered from last night. It was a horrible show. It wasn't. It was awesome. It was very, very funny. Puppetry of the Penis in 3D. Puppetryofthepenis.com is the place to go. They're doing tour all through until November. It's worth seeing. Rich Fitchie, thank you very much for coming in. It's lovely to see you again.
Cheers, mate.
0330 123 1215. I keep giving the phone number out. The phone ain't working. I don't know why. Let's have this. Somehow, we have the penis chaps here, which is exciting. Thank you for sticking around, boys. Somehow, someone has managed to sneak through our broken phone system. You can try the phones. 0330 123 1215. Who have we got on line one, please?
Nick.
Hello, Nick, and where are you calling from?
Gloucestershire.
From, I beg your pardon?
Gloucestershire.
One more time?
Gloucestershire.
OK, lovely. And what can we do for you this evening?
I've seen the Puppetry of the Penis, guys.
Oh, they're still here now. They're still here. Rich and Fitchy are here.
Oh, hi, Rich. Hi, Fitch.
Hi,
hello there.
Oh, nice one. I think...
it was nice of them to say hello, yes. I'd have been angry if they hadn't said hello. That would have been rude of them, wouldn't it?
That would have been well rude.
Would have been well out of order.
I would stormed down there from Gloucester.
Yeah, and I would
probably poured a little bit of paint on your pavement.
Well, let's not get carried away, Nick, for goodness sakes. They are visitors to this country.
It would have been more debate.
They don't know our manor system over here. What do you want, Nick?
I'd just like to talk to you, to be honest with you.
You do what?
I'd just like to talk to you.
OK, well, you are, but is there any way you can make it interesting?
Yeah. You know Kevin Smith?
Well, I spoke to him. I don't know him.
You know you spoke to Kevin Smith?
Yes.
Don't like him.
OK. Let's go to line... The phone seems to be working now. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello?
Hello, who's this?
It's John from Glasgow.
Hello, John from Glasgow.
I phoned your station up about a year ago.
OK. And did it go well?
I'm not a regular caller, Ian.
Oh, I noticed. If you're leaving an annual gap between each call.
Yeah, well, it makes more sense that way.
It does, doesn't it?
You get Barry and all that come on, they're on every 2 or 3 days. And
yeah.
Apparently Barry's got a show on radio too.
He has. So what can we do for you this evening?
Not a lot.
OK. Look who's calling in. Boys, it's your biggest fan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Verinda. Is she a girl? Is he a boy? We don't know. We have not got the evidence back from the laboratory. Verinda.
Yes.
Yes.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Do you want to say hello to Rich and Fitchy?
How you doing, Rich? Fitch?
Good, thank you.
I'm very well, thanks, Vinny. Nice to speak to you finally.
Yeah, I tried one of your acts.
Oh, what about dick tricks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Which one? How'd it go?
I found the easiest one was the hot dog.
Yeah, hot dog.
Are you sure the easiest one wasn't the tiny penis?
No.
Okay.
It was definitely the hot dog.
Okay. And did you show your mum?
No, but I was just I was in the bath. I thought I might as well try it.
Absolutely, one of the best places to try, where it's all warm and malleable, and you're nice and safe, Vinny. Well done.
Yeah. I just want to ask, doesn't it hurt? I mean, you're smashing your balls up with this left, right, and centre.
I don't remember seeing them smashing their balls up left, right.
What show were you watching last night?
Are you sure that's not the dream you had afterwards, Vinny?
Okay, what about when you were waving your penis? Like, the fan.
Oh, yeah, that was nasty.
Which bit?
The fan. Does the fan ever caught?
But unfortunately not.
Okay,
no, yeah,
okay.
I'm a little wary. He gets very excited at that point there. No, there's been no danger, actually.
And another thing, has your penis grown since you started this act?
The thing is, it sounds like a silly question. It's a genuine... He genuinely wants to know this. His brain isn't clever enough to think of this as a joke.
Vinny, you're not the first person to ask.
I feel like it does.
Yeah, by the end of a long tour.
Yeah.
There's extra, elasticity and...
Vinny, I've noticed on the puppetryofthepenis.com website that they are looking for people to, audition for the act and to take the act around the world. I don't know. Is it something that you'd like to do, Vinny, when you grow up?
Maybe. Does it pay well?
It does, yes.
It does pay pretty well, thank you very much, yeah.
These guys are lighting cigars with £50 notes.
Oh, yeah.
And just one more question. I think it was Richard who pulled his penis up his arse.
Steady on, fella. I'm going to let that one go, but that's a yellow card.
Does that make you gay?
Okay. Well, thank you, Vinny. Thank you very much.
Well, Vinny, you can try it and then you'll know yourself, mate. Rich, are you?
Well, no, you see, I was doing the woman, so it was. Can I say that?
You can say vagina, because that's medical.
Yes, it was a vagina, so I put my penis into my vagina.
Okay.
That's a very straight thing.
You can't say that. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello there, Ian. Right, basically, I'm on holiday at the moment, and I'm in Cornwall.
Oh, good for you.
Do you reckon maybe able to do a pasty?
Can you do a Cornish pasty?
That's quite a good one,
You probably
actually.
could with a bit of work.
Yeah, I think we're going to work on that. That's a really good one, yeah.
Are you going down to Cornwall at all? You must be
going
around that way.
We're going down to Torquay.
Okay, you've got to work out a pasty for that.
We're doing the Princess in Torquay, so, yeah, that's a really good one. I'm tempted to actually start having a go at that right now.
Please don't. I really don't ever want to see it
And we have to work on, Eloise suggested the snowman, so...
Yeah.
So we're going to work on that for her.
Eloise, the frosty snowman.
You've got to use her name to describe it. That's the thing. Fame at last, Eloise.
Yeah, in the penis form.
Okay. Line 4. Oh, hang on a second. Line 5, you're on the wireless.
Shabba.
Okay. On that bombshell, I think we're going to play some adverts.
Absolute.
Some phone calls, shall we, dear listener? 0330 123 1215. The phones are kind of working, but kind of not working, and kind of sort of working a little bit, but maybe not. Rich and Fitchy are here from the Puppetry of the Penis. Oh, look, we've got a call that you'll like. This if I can just get this to work properly, let's go to line 1. You're on the wireless.
In 1 minute, Neptune travels 201 miles in its orbit around the Sun. Globule.
Thank you very much. That's Looney John, who calls in regularly and tells us interesting things like that. You're all looking like, what? What was happening? This isn't 5 Live. This isn't what we were promised.
Yeah. We only know about Uranus.
Yeah, who was discussed. Well, I went to the Sir William Herschel Grammar School. Sounds posh. It's not. It's in Slough, so therefore by default it can't be posh. But Herschel discovered Uranus. And so every year we would just make hilarious. We would do the Uranus gag all the time, and we could say it and get away with it because the teachers couldn't tell us off. He discovered the bloody planet. It's a stupid name, though, isn't it? You'd think you'd come up with something a little bit. Rich, you get the joke, yeah?
Oh yeah, no, I totally.
You just looking really blank.
Was it? No. Was why is that its name?
Because it looks like a bumhole. It's got a black hole.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Is it from Greek or
probably
Latin or
those Greeks invented it, didn't they? All of that. My wife's half Greek, so I can be a little bit racist towards the Greeks. I think with impunity. I think that's how it works. We'll find out
when you get home.
Well, so it means my son's a quarter Greek, so I must be able to. My flesh and blood is a bit Greeky, so I can probably say pretty much Greeky. That's
Greeky?
You can say that, can't you? Go on.
Since he was a child, has he been throwing around his
don't say
cups and
don't
stuff?
say
Like
that to my mother-in-law.
Hello.
She goes, "What do you think? I'm a tourist? We don't do that." She gets very upset. Yeah, yes. Hello. Who's calling?
Just me again.
Oh, Verinda, how lovely.
I was just wondering, can you do two snooker balls or pool balls colliding?
All those
like
crackers.
an executive toy.
Yeah.
Well, we'd only have to do two because we don't get close enough to do
Well,
four.
you got quite close. There was a bit last night when you almost touched. There were a couple of bits last night when you almost touched. And maybe there is something in you getting your four testicles.
Yeah, like the
swinging.
Olympic torch.
Like the Olympic what? Oh yeah, the Olympic torch. Okay, yeah. That was
They touched each other then.
No, well, not quite. No. Nearly.
You wish, Verinda, huh?
Yeah, that's what you saw, mate. That's what you saw. What does
you
that
filled in
say?
the blanks.
But no, they do. We do get quite close, but we try not to touch at all.
Okay. Vinny, say hello to line. Oh, Vinny's gone. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Welcome to the choosing between two things service.
Oh, Fitchy, you can do this.
Would you like me to A, tell you about Greek fire, or B, sing the Greek national anthem?
Oh, I'm going to have to go with B. Yeah.
Sech noris wapot in kopsi, tus pasiut in tromeri. Sech noris wapot.
You're listening to Absolute Radio.
Pumeviam etratini, aptako kalavialmeni.
While we're doing that, Twitter's weird, isn't it, right? We're talking about how weird people are. And someone has done a tweet that is for a very good cause, okay? The tweet is, I'm not being flippant about this cause at all. The tweet is, is he still going? Yeah. No child deserves to be abducted from their family and forced to become a soldier. Retweet if you agree. Now, I'm thinking, I agree. I don't need to retweet to agree with that. But if I don't retweet, does that mean that I'm kind of giving a thumbs up to children being abducted and becoming soldiers?
No, I think there are some tweets and retweets that you just don't need to go with. It's like those chain letter things.
Yeah.
If you don't do this, then you're a heartless bastard. No, get stuffed.
Proportions
He's still
and the
going.
hydraulic mechanism for projecting it are still
Was
rather
he going into
unclear.
fire now? Is he
Some
explaining?
combination
No,
of
this is still part of the Greek
nevertheless,
This is the second verse. You don't get to hear that often.
No.
Which could be forced onto enemy ships, causing terror and destruction.
Okay, we'll fade him down and we'll come back to him a little bit, see if he's still there. Let's go to
my favourite caller.
Line 2. 2, you're on the wireless.
Is that the Cypriot national anthem?
When Theophanes ended, down to 1077, the mechanics of Greek fire are vividly depicted.
I feel really sorry for Polly, who comes in after this. You know, she's got to clean up the mess that we've destroyed the station, and she has to come and rebuild it again all through the night.
Through a long tube, it burns on the water between the two vessels and engulfs the enemy ship.
Thank you very much indeed. There we go. So that's there. But I feel slightly cheated by John there because he gave us the option of one or the other. You chose the national anthem, then he gives us the Greek fire anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I did. That's not playing the game.
That's
I played
not-
fair.
no,
I played
that's not
fair. I
playing the
chose
game.
one, and he gives both. No.
Unbelievable. Where are you off to tomorrow, boys?
We're off to Camberley.
Camberley.
Yeah, we've got Camberley, Portsmouth, Hayes, and Brighton.
Is it a
this week.
sensible tour? Is it a tour where the dates follow, or is it one of those crazy tours where you're up there, you're down there, you're over there?
This week isn't too bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And next week starts off quite well. But then there's a
couple
crazy,
random jumps. Yeah.
Yeah, when we go down to Torquay.
You
that's
think
a
someone?
fair
Hey,
trip and-
whatever dude is booking this tour, could you not look at a map instead of just doing it alphabetically? For God's sakes!
Yeah,
All you
exactly
need is
right.
a map. Rich Fitchy, lovely to meet you. Puppetryofthepenis.com. It really is. It sounds like it shouldn't work, but it's a fantastic show. It's hilariously funny, and you both do it superbly. So well done, you chaps. That's it. Polly James will come in. And we'll hopefully do a decent show because this has been a complete and utter tosh. I may be here tomorrow. Who knows? I may have a breakdown and check myself into the Priory. Until then, ta-ta.
God knows what is hiding in those weak and drunken hearts. Guess he kissed the girls and made them cry. Those hard-faced queens of misadventure. God knows what is hiding in those weak and sunken lines. Fiery thrones of music.